Let's move away from Pakistan now. And the US and Iran are back in attack mode after days-long pause in fighting. The battle of diplomacy, deterrence and dominance is being played out between American allies and Iran's axis in West Asia.
That's right, but one country that is trying to balance between the opposite poles of this war has been Egypt. The country sits at one of the most important maritime choke points, the Suez Canal. From Donald Trump's Gaza peace board to facilitating back-channel talks between Iran and United States, Egypt's balancing amid West Asia war is now facing a crucial test.
Yemen's Houthis are threatening to choke Bab al-Mandeb, which facilitates flow of oil and cargo via the Suez Canal, Egypt's most vital economic lifeline. On top of this, drone attack on Egypt's Mediterranean port of Damietta has further raised the stakes for Cairo. Egypt's petroleum ministry confirmed a fire at the port. The incident has intensified fears of a wider war, but the statement made no mention of a drone attack, and it did not provide a cause for the incident.
Reacting to the incident, U.S. President Donald Trump said that he's been briefed about the incident and it is more of the same. In fact, he did not say who carried out the attack, but he vowed to hit Iran very hard.
Well, I can give you a report. I've been briefed. It's a little more of the same, but it's going to be straightening out. It's going to be straightening out. In the meantime, we're going to be hitting them very hard because it's our turn to hit them. They know it's coming.
West Asia, which is most oil-rich region of the world, relies on three maritime routes to supply oil across the globe: the Strait of Hormuz, the Bab al-Mandeb, and the Suez Canal.
The attack on an Egyptian post is a worrying sign. A drone that could hit a Mediterranean port could also strike the 205-meter-wide Suez Canal. This could emerge as a new flashpoint in the ongoing war after the Strait of Hormuz and Bab al-Mandeb.
Suez Canal is a crucial maritime shipping route between Europe and Asia, handling roughly 12% of global trade. But the Asian countries could opt for a costly but a safer alternate route via the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa.
But Egypt does not have that choice. Remember, its economy heavily relies on revenue via the Suez Canal. And this is where Egypt's balancing act in the ongoing West Asia war could reach a breaking point. It has avoided military consequences of the Iran war, but a potential Red Sea crisis could inflict major economic damage.
Egypt's revenue via the Suez Canal is in sharp decline since 2023, when it recorded highest revenue of $10.25 billion. The number fell over 60% in 2024, with only $4 billion in revenue. The number recovered a bit in 2025, but a fresh crisis could potentially drag it down further. Shreya.
Absolutely. And the timing, remember, could not have been worse for Egypt. The country is one of the largest borrowers from the International Monetary Fund. It's already under IMF's Extended Fund Facility program, which leaves it with very little wiggle room to battle financial headwinds. Despite the economic impact it is poised to face, Egypt has very little say in the course of the wider conflict. The deck seems to be stacked against Egypt, and the rules of the game clearly are being decided either in Tehran or in Washington, D.C.
Let's now get some perspective. John Rossomando, president of Viking Research Associates, geostrategist and expert on national security, is joining us live on the broadcast from Washington, D.C. John Rossomando, it's good to see you and thank you very much for your time. Very quickly, what role do you think Egypt will play in this whole scenario of conflict in Iran?
Well, I think Egypt will try to play a mediator like it did in the Hamas-Gaza situation. But I don't see how any diplomacy is going to work here because Iran has pretty much decided that it's going to continue the war. I mean, when the Iranians said in the first week that the Americans couldn't stop what they started, they should have been listened to. So I think that we'll see, the Houthis activated the Bab al-Mandeb. I mean, the latest attack against American LNG in the Mediterranean is a disturbing trend, and I don't see any end to this.
John, good evening. Shreya here. This was what I was, asking you next, that how much of a role can diplomacy play? We've seen Pakistan doing that. There's been no real concrete, result out of that. Now, if Egypt plays mediator, what really comes off that?
Well, I think it becomes more of the same because we're dealing with fanatics in the IRGC who want to keep the war going. I mean, we've seen diplomatic efforts, and everybody knew that the diplomacy would go nowhere, and that the MOU was worthless. You can't negotiate with the Islamic Republic.
All right, so we'll have to wait and see how this really moves forward. John, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us on Race to Power tonight and sharing your perspective.
Thank you.